Well, I did it. I got all the way to from Northfield to. No, I didn't go to Circleville. You know where I stayed last night? I forgot how close it was. Scioto Downs. And because they have a horseman's rate, it actually ended up like a good deal. I should have stayed there tonight too, but so I didn't realize it. But both the vet and Kirby, everybody knew the place I was staying tonight. I mean, when I told them, because apparently it was on TikTok, and apparently everybody that's a craft brew person in this area or in the world apparently knows this place. It's a craft brewery with a hotel built into it. It's kind of a really kind of trendy hotel experience. And I don't like craft beer. I don't even love beer that much. So it's kind of wasted on me, but I like the room, right? I'm going to go through the pictures. The bed looks nice. The TV's there. The room's there. I can focus and study. I don't really care about the craft beer part of it, but whatever. It's called the Doghouse Brewery Hotel Resort something. It's about 25-30 minutes from the sale. Same as Scioto Downs, about 25 minutes from the sale. So it's got to be around this area. I guess it could be in the other direction. I don't know. But Jason knew it. As I was telling him, he said, yeah, the Doghouse Brewery. I said, how do you know that? Because I was telling him the place that, because I'm an idiot, and because I didn't know I was going to be at this sale like for the last forever. Since last sale, I knew I was going to be at this sale, but I didn't think to book a hotel in the general area. And shockingly enough, they were all sold out. So, anyway, it doesn't matter. Apparently it's a nice place. I just spoke to our vet, Dr. Mike Latessa, and he's staying at Scioto Downs, I believe. So it's not a far drive, but I thought it was kind of neat. I saw the pictures and thought it was kind of a cool little hotel type thing, and Jason knew it, and the vet knew it. Vet's like, yeah, you saw it on TikTok. I'm like, sorry, bud, I don't go on TikTok that much. I don't know why. Everybody says it's funny. I went on it when they first came out with the app. I went on it and laughed a little bit at the videos, and then I just never really got into it. But I'm not a TikToker, so to speak. Maybe I should be, I suppose. So I'm staying at this Doghouse Brewery tonight. Now, the reason I had to come down last night, on my way down, I thought, you know what, I'll just stay at this Doghouse place tonight. And then I was like, I looked online, no rooms available last night. So I said, you know what, I'm not going through this foolishness. I'm just going to stay at a decent hotel close to Circleville. I don't care where it is. And Scioto Downs was the closest one. It popped up 25 minutes, so it was easy. So I get up this morning, 7 a.m. I was up at 7, had a shower, had a shave. And I know from being down in this area before, there's no Starbucks anywhere. This was post yearling review. So you guys know I had to get up early this morning. I had till 11 a.m. I'm early. When's that ever happened? I wanted to look at all Midland Acres. I wanted to look at all Springhaven. And right beside Midland Acres was our old buddy Mark Adams, who you guys know. We turn horses out with him. Great guy. Always nice to talk to, and always has nice horses. So I wanted to hit up those three for sure. Now, when I get back down this afternoon, if I leave the second the race is over, literally off the bike, into the car, gone, I might be able to make the end of the baby showing today. It's from 4 to 6, which is cool, because, I mean, not everybody's just going to be packed up and leaving at 6, I don't imagine. I can maybe look at Diamond Creek, Adam Bowden. I saw him and his man down there this morning. I'm going to look at their yearlings, and then LMN, Mitchell Malt. I want to go and look at Mitch's horses also, and a number of others, but I got a pretty good list compiled. 21 horses are in my must-have list. Now, I know you guys know I go to the sales, and it's all about value, and regardless of what I just said, it's always about value. We're not stretching, we're not grasping. Either the horses we like go for the prices we want, or we don't buy them. And there's a lot of horses here. I can almost guarantee you it's going to be a good sale for us. Everybody's going to be focused. See, you got these people like me that are like, I'll take a what the hell, but it has to be correct. Right? And I'll give away a lot. There's a number of horses in here. Stand off a little bit, toed out a little bit. That's fine with me. I don't care. If it means we're going to have value with the horse. We have a lot of nice horses that we race every single day that are not completely correct. For me, It's the value attributed to those conformational deficiencies. And people may not agree with that, right? They may just say, no, if it's not correct, I don't want it. Hey, fill your boots. I'll take it. And that's kind of how I feel about it, because from being a driver, from being in this game for my entire life, being a caretaker and seeing the deficiencies some horses overcome, being a trainer and a driver, sitting behind some horses that I know their legs aren't on straight, but can go as fast as a car. You don't know. And that's the beauty of this. I had a great conversation with a client the other day, and they were talking about the buckets we had for Ontario. And said, people if you just pick whatever horses win, people are going to assume there's favoritism. How? I couldn't possibly know which ones are good and bad. What I'm trying to do for the buckets in Ontario, especially, is just use a mathematical puzzle. If we have a $30,000 bucket, taxes included, we're looking at what, 25, 26? Now that bump should not be there. This is a highway. It looks like a speed bump in the middle of the highway. Poor car. There's no possible way for me to know, and I'm really just trying to configure the proper mathematical equation to fill that bucket up. So just off topic just for a sec, the $30,000 bucket, 50, 70, those will be filled up mathematically. I'm not looking for a specific horse, gender, or gait. Just a mathematical puzzle, and that's it. If those of you out there saying, oh, I want to pick my own horse, all right, go ahead. But I'm going to pick the buckets. You do as you wish. There's going to be lots of shares out there. I know there's people out there that say, I like to pick my own horse because I want to be in control of the horse I get. Great. Me, I don't care. Just put them all in the barn. Let's train them down. I'll own some. I won't own some. We're going to race them. And that's how I feel about it. The most important part of the year is configuring the horses. For us, for you, for the buyers. But truthfully, the most important thing that can possibly happen between now and next June is nothing to do with buying the horses and everything to do with training the horses. So for those of you out there that want to pick your horse, fill your boots. I just think it's a tedious exercise that maybe lets us sleep nice at night. Me, the buyer, I don't care. Just put them in the barn. If they're affordable, they look good, they travel nice, those are the ones I'm interested in, because there is no way to know until they roll in behind the gate. And even then, you don't know for certain sometimes. Talking about a horse like, yes, horse was a donkey right up until about a second or third start. So, I mean, you started saying, he seems to be Johnny on the spot, but man, he's really good at it. And then he got better and better and better. And quite frankly, he might be the best horse we ever had. Who knows? I know he's right up there. Now, it's been a long time since I won with a horse as easily as I won with him last night. Now, I know it's mid-condition level horses, and people are going to say, well, it's Northfield, those were bottomed out, watered down horses. You can say what you want. He destroyed them. I could have won in a jog cart with 2 flat tires last night. So, you don't know is what I'm trying to get through your head. So, back to what we're talking about, which is the sale. I somehow ended up talking for 8 minutes. My God, I'm good at that, aren't I? 8 minutes about nothing. I guess Seinfeld made an entire show about it, so. So we're getting back to the sale. I have 21 horses on my must-have list. Any one of these 21 horses, I would love to have. All of them would be impossible, mathematically, but any one, a combination of these horses I would love to have. And there's another 40 or 50 that are fine. There's some horses I had priced at 17, 18, 19, 20,000, in that range. If they went for 15, 16, they're coming home with us. And I got no problem with them. The ones on the, hey, a must-have list are, oh my God, that's a gorgeous horse. If we could ever steal one of those, 5 of those, that'd be awesome. But you can't plan on that, right? So you really just got to be ready to go. So I made, if any of you have downloaded Equiline on your iPads, laptops, whatever have you, Equiline's pretty cool. You can take notes on there. You can make lists on there. So list 1 was horses I want, horses I thought were interesting. List 4 were horses I looked at today. List 5 are you need that horse. That's our horse. So, and I haven't even looked at Diamond Creek yet. There's 21 horses on this list. I haven't looked at Diamond Creek, LMN, Diamond Creek LMN. Who's the other big one? Diamond Creek LMN. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them anyway. And again, I like to stand near the back ring and look at a lot of horses. There may be a horse that catches my eye, that maybe I looked at, or maybe I didn't look at, that I might want to have a better look at. So there's a number of horses, I would say somewhere upwards of 50, 60, maybe even 70 on that list of this horse, for this price, this is an interesting animal. And I have all the conformational deficiencies written down that I saw. If I'm okay with them, ultimately it boils down to if I have anything favorable to say. If I say yes, we can buy this horse, it really just boils down to money at that point. Just the money amount, nothing else. No, geez, he's got a pretty head, pretty eye, well built, strong, long. I don't care. The dollar amount we have on the horse, that's what we're looking at and nothing else. And I was torn. I didn't realize how many people watch these videos until I had a bunch of people come up to me and talk to me about the video I posted on Facebook the other day about raising my kids and how I felt. That, to me, honestly, that was a message to my wife, right? Just to let her know how I feel, because if you're married, in a relationship, or have children, you know at some point there becomes quite a difference between mommy and daddy, doesn't there? The feeling, what mothers go through and what fathers go through are not the same from start to finish. So just a message to my wife: one, hey, don't worry, I'm not going to burn out. You know, there's lots of energy left in this tank. Number two, how I feel about my kids and how they're raised. One, my wife's an angel and does a fantastic job. And two, although I'm not there all the time, I don't think I can be there all the time. I don't think I can show my kids what it takes to be me, what it takes to be the stable with my wife, and be there all the time. Nor do I think I have to. You know, again, I'll just get off topic for a second. I say this all the time, but I'll say it till the day I die. Is that I believe mothers, and as I said this, mothers and fathers are not the same. And my mother, I believe, or maybe my father convinced himself that he just wasn't there enough for me as a kid, or for us as a family. You know, worked 2 jobs and had ran 6 kids in a farmhouse. You do the math. And he said to me that, he felt that he wasn't there enough for me when I was a kid. I can honestly say unequivocally that never crossed my mind, ever. My father and I butted heads pretty good when we were when I was in high school. So if he felt that he wasn't around, it was okay. But I love my father, and it never dawned on me once in any point in my life, not even for a flicker of a second, that I was neglected, that he didn't do enough, wasn't there enough, didn't say enough. Never dawned on me for a second. And when I hear my wife, concerned that maybe the stable is taking its toll, that's where that video came from the other day, to remind her how I grew up. And although I have my deficiencies, maybe not conformationally, but I have my deficiencies, they make me who I am, and I'm proud of that. So, as I was saying, a ton of people watch the videos that we put out, so I do got to be careful what I say, right? A gentleman had come up to me the other day and said, do you know this horse? And it's so cool. I am a scatterbrain and forget about a lot of things, but he said the horse's hip number, and I knew exactly who it was. And I talked to him about the horses that I liked and why I liked them, and I get that. And I don't mind doing that for the most part, because maybe he'll want to buy a horse with us, and I'd love that. That's cool. That's why I did this. This is why I posted our yearling videos, and I have a ton to show you guys today. But the reason I post these videos is because maybe you're out there and you're saying, geez, Anthony likes that horse, I don't think I can afford it. And you shouldn't buy it if you can't afford it, right? You don't want to put yourself in a tight spot. It's always great to say, oh, I bought this horse and we didn't have enough money and it ended up making $1 million. Awesome. Those are stories that we make movies about or tell stories about to our children. They don't happen that often. John Chechen's horse winning the North American Cup, the kid in Ohio that won the super final with the, I think it was a Nob Hill High filly. These are the things that, my wife's going to flip out. She just called again. She's going to know I'm doing a video. These are the things that are awesome about our industry because they can happen. But you can't plan on them because they don't happen more times than they do. So if anybody's out there and they're like saying, hey, I like some of the horses Anthony likes, but maybe I can't afford it. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can own a piece of it. So we try to be as inviting as we can. And if it means that 4 or 5 people are going to hear me talk about a horse and say, hey, I want that horse and I'm going to run it up, fine. But there's 2 sides to that coin. We may end up getting some partners out of this also. And that it has happened in the past. It will happen in the future. And that is why I do these videos. So I'm going to give you a couple of highlights. I'm not telling you my top picks because I want them, right? I want them. I have 21 on this list, and that's before I went to Diamond Creek, LMN, or any of the other places I haven't done. I've done videos for you from Spring Haven today, from Winterwood today, from Midland Acres today. I've already visited Dublin Valley, Double Spring, Hickory Lane. All those are already posted. Marvin Rabers, they're all posted. So if you want to go back and look at them, go back and look at them on our YouTube page. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of horses I like. Now, one filly was one of my top picks, and it was one of the horses that was brought up to me the other day, and the number that they threw out was much higher than I'd be prepared to pay for, so I'm going to bring her up right now. Her name is Lenox Hill, number 56 in your sale catalogs. She is a What the Hill. Now, I've told everybody the What the Hills are not highly sought after by me this year. I'm not going to say I don't like them. That would be unfair to the sire. And because he got some of the best mares in Ohio, it would be unfair to do that. That would be a fool's errand to think that he's just going to fizzle out and disappear. It ain't going to happen. He's going to throw some nice horses. The ones that we've had, if they interfere at all, they get hot. When they get hot, they get really nasty and angry, and then some of them end up sore. So I think we're going to combat the way we train the What the Hills, because yes, we're going to buy What the Hills. I'm sure we are. I don't think we're going to be able to buy number 56 Lenox Hill now. I thought we did. She was a smaller filly. She was a What the Hill. And a lot of people feel the same way that I do, that maybe they aren't sought after this year. But they might be. And this particular filly's gorgeous. But she's small. She is put together well. She's the 13th foal sister to Arch Madness. We've seen this pedigree line all around, all along. Yes, honey, I'll call you right back. We've seen this bloodline through a number of sales, and this is an absolutely beautiful filly that I really, really, really liked. And I just don't think we're going to be able to afford her. I know the gentleman said, oh, she'll go for 45 or 50. Well, I have no interest in this mare at this filly at that price. None at all. I was thinking 30, 32, and looking at her pedigree and looking at her, he's probably closer than I am. She'll likely go somewhere at 50 or maybe even more, but she certainly won't be coming back to the stable.ca for that. Now let me look for another one here. I'm not giving you my ones that I really like, because the ones that I really like are ones I think I can get. Let me find you a couple more here. What about you? Here's a nice one from Winterwood Farms, Long Tom York. This is a Long Tom colt. How many foals do we got here? 5 foals, 5 winners. Yeah, I think Mark Adams is going to do well on this guy. He's going to go for much more. I priced him at 45, and I might be 50% off. This is going to be expensive colt. Number 85, Long Tom York. Very nice colt, very well put together. A couple little deficiencies, but nothing serious. But he's a big chunk of a colt. Strong mare, strong bloodline, and coming from a strong farm. I think Mark will do just fine with this one. I'm only giving you one more from my list. You're not getting any more. Oh, 181, another Long Tom. Long Slide from Marvin Raber's stable. I thought this guy, I don't think this guy will go for a ton, think he'll go for a pretty decent chunk of money, but not an outrageous amount. I'm thinking between 30 and 40. Actually, between 35 and 40 is where I think Long Slide will land. He's a really good-looking colt, and again, that's much more than I'd be willing to pay, right? And people can say, well, you just priced them too low. No, I just take my time, and I guarantee you we'll pick horses out of this heap in the 280 that are rolling through tomorrow. Yeah, we'll fill up the Ohio partnership tomorrow, no problem whatsoever. There's a couple of horses that might be a little pricier, maybe one of them that I'll jump on. But I can assure you, we'll meet our prices or lower all the way through the sale. Tomorrow's a good mix. Now, down by the seasides, I do have a couple of down by the seasides on the list. We can't afford them, right? And God forbid, I have one horse. I have a McCardle on my list. I promised I would never buy another one. He's just throwing so many good horses, and we only had one or two, and I hated them both. Both of them were horrible animals, and just enough to fool you too. That's the worst kind of anger a trainer can have towards any type of breed. It's the ones. That's why people are so angry at racing hills, because they look good right until they're not good, and that is very frustrating. You know, the reason I like Uncle Peter's is because the ones that we had that weren't that good, we had a pretty good idea from day one. They weren't that deep. You know, you can ask me in March, you'd be like, he's an okay horse, but it just doesn't pan out. You'll never ever see me talk about the Uncle Peter's where it was great. Oh, no, he's no good, or she's no good. I don't remember that happening. But with the Racing Hills, it was, wow, this is a good-looking horse. Wow, this is a good-looking horse. Wow, this is a good-looking horse. Oh, my God, this horse is terrible. That is a nightmare for trainers. And you know, that's... try to refrain from those. So, McCardle, I'm not high on. I'm not thrilled about. The reason I looked at this horse, one, somebody asked me to look at the horse. One of the breeder asked me to look at the horse, or the owner. And the horse looks like a monster. Very well bred and looks like a monster, so I put the horse on my list. No, I'm not telling you who it is. There's not that many McCardles in there. I'm sure you can figure it out. But just a ton of good-looking horses at this sale, which is good. A lot of people are gonna know the truth. Long Tom is the best sire in Ohio right now for trotters. He didn't get the best mares. They all act the same. They all come to work. They all do their work, and some of them do it really well. He's the best sire in Ohio for this year, for 2021, hands down. I don't care if somebody has analytics out there to prove that other sires were better. Yeah, they're not. Long Tom was the best sire in Ohio by far in 2021. They're going to take up some money, but What the Hill's got all the best mares again, right? So What the Hill's going to take some money. So that leaves, for those of you out there that like creatine, which we do, Purple Ore is a nice filly for us. For those of you out there that like Uncle Peter, I love Uncle Peter. There's going to be lots of room to move around. Tons. And I'm missing a sire. I can't think of who it is, but I'm missing one in Ohio. There's going to be horses for everybody at the sale tomorrow. So yes, some of the horses I have on my must-have list, to think we're not going to get any of the 21 would be a little unrealistic. To think we're going to get all our horses off that list would be equally unrealistic. But we're going to pick our spots. There's more than enough horses out there. I'm super excited and enthusiastic about tomorrow. Pacing side, we don't buy a ton of pacers anyway. You know, I saw a couple of Yankee Cruisers that look nice. I did, shockingly enough, see a lot of down by the seasides that look very nice. I didn't look at a ton of Fear the Dragons, and none of them made my list, I don't think. But again, I'm not the pacer guy, right? Maybe Brian Brown or somebody has 10 Fear the Dragons that he likes. Just none of them made my list. There was one pacer, a Pandarosa also I liked. I didn't know the Shadow Plays by Pandarosa. I'm not the pedigree trivia guy. I know a guy home, Anthony Hahn. Man, oh man. Paul McDonnell. Guys like that, you can ask them anything about breeding, about horses, about history. They have it all locked in their head. My filter is just not strong enough to retain it. So, stuff like that, I just don't pay much attention to. But I was surprised to learn that yesterday. So, a long list of horses to look at for me. I have a ton of horses that I have singled out as I said, upwards of 70. You know, upwards, almost 1/4 of the sale, I would be okay with any of those horses, which is a great number. For us, it might sound a little silly to you, and you say, well, how? What are you talking about? As I said, it's all based on value. I looked at a number of horses today. I looked at a number of horses at the farms, and I've looked at maybe 70 I would be okay with. Now, we're not buying 70. We're probably going to buy 10 or 12 at the most, and those are the horses we will fill up the Ohio partnership with. As I said to our clients, if we buy something a little more big ticket, there are a couple that I saw today that may be big ticket. It may be outside the purview of the partnership. But again, I will allow the people that are in the partnership to buy into that horse first and foremost also. So, a lot going on with this sale. It's important for me because it kicks off our sale season. It's important for the stable because it allows me to look at what did work and didn't work in the Ohio sale as far as moving forward and how we acquire our horses. If you're out there, if anybody is out there that is watching this video that is interested to know what I thought about a horse, I'd be happy to tell you. I'll be completely truthful with you. If you didn't see your horse on a video that I did, I'd be happy to share any insight that I have with the horse. And at the same token, if you want me to go look at a horse for you tomorrow in the morning, I'd be happy to do that also. So that is it so far. The day before part 1. Now keep in mind, I'm driving all the way right now to the Meadows to drive my buddy Steve Palermo's horse. Told him I would, so I will. I drove from Northfield Park to Scioto Downs last night, 2.5 hours. Stayed overnight, get up at 7, had the shower, had the shave, hit the sale, got all my work done for this morning. Driving all the way to the Meadows, 3 hours to the Meadows. Gonna drive Donato Patriot K in the, I think it's the Keystone Class, I'm not sure, it's some stake race. And then getting in my car immediately afterwards and driving all the way back to Circleville, hopefully catch the tail end of the baby day, so to speak. Look at some horses, maybe if the consigners are still kicking around. Look at some horses at LMN, Diamond Creek, a couple of the other places, and then finish doing my list for you. I do have a ton of videos. I almost chewed through, I can't believe the data I went through this month. It is incredible. Frustratingly incredible, to be honest. So I'm going to upload everything when I get to the hotel tonight, both this video and all the baby videos. I will talk to all of you. How did I turn that into 27 minutes? Maybe I am Seinfeld. I will talk to you all very, very soon. I hope you're having a great day. All things aside, it was a beautiful sunny day in Circleville, Ohio. Take care.